Let's go, Carl Cox. Legends, we are here. All-time high being hit. Getting a bit of a reaction at the moment. Getting a little bit of a pullback. Let's go. How is everybody doing? It was only a matter of time that we did tap that all-time high. Now, a lot of you might be interested into some short positions. Maybe we are interested in shorting the market now that we have hit all-time high. Let me know what you think, legends, down below in the comment section, on the left side, on the right side. What do you think? Is it time for dumpy action? Shall we share the charts on some different scenarios? Who's been long? Who's been short? I did not short the market, guys, in the last few days. Shorts that I had from the last few days were closed. How is everybody doing? Watch party, here we go. All-time high. Legends, how is everybody doing? Let's go. Any long positions that have been taken throughout the last few weeks, regardless if it's here, or here, it is time to collect your profits at all-time high, guys. All-time high is always a moment to take some profits. How is everybody doing? Let's take a look at the comment section. Say hello to the beautiful community and smash up that like button, because we've been mainly bullish, guys, on the higher time frame. Mainly bullish. It was a matter of time that we were going to hit all-time high, guys. We were talking about this for many weeks, for many days. Also, in this consolidation on the previous update, the triangle looked bullish to hit all-time high. I was a little bit skeptical with that pullback that we had today, guys. However, it was not an invalidation, and this is why we stayed long in the community, on Discord, in the Telegram. We stayed in our long positions. We are long, baby. We are staying long because the hard invalidation was not hit. And let me explain that right away. Let's put some background music, guys. Let's say hello to the beautiful community. Even though you might sound like a maniac and have no clue, right, of what you're talking about, this guy's only a crazy dude on YouTube. Do not listen to the guys on YouTube. There are some very good YouTubers out there. There are actual traders and technical analysts. They take this as their life. Okay? And I have a track record to prove that. That's what you want to prove to your audience. Be legit. Be humble. Getting a decent pullback right now. All-time high has been hit, guys. Very, very quick swing failure pattern. All those shorters that did get into that swing failure pattern, my God. On Bybit, US dollar pair, all-time high was not hit. Some US dollar tether pairs have been hit. Okay. Some different spots have been hit as well. Okay. On Coinbase, we did hit all-time high. On Bybit US dollar, we did not hit all-time high. I have to say, that's where I do my charting. But on Coinbase, all-time high has been hit. We are getting a little bit of a pullback right now. You know, decent move of $1,000 plus. Quick scalp short for all of those, you know, degen traders out there. I've been mainly long, guys. Mainly long. Profits have been taken throughout multiple exchanges. This was the recent long position that I did compound on the triangle. And profits have been taken throughout multiple exchanges on the different long positions throughout the last few weeks. Okay, we've been keeping out the chilling longing scenario. I was a little bit skeptical on this triangle, guys. I have to say, this triangle that we've been discussing with that pullback that we had today, I was a little bit skeptical on that pullback. I was like, you know, this pullback is, I mean, I'm a little bit concerned about it, right? We got a, you know, pullback from the highs here. And I was like, you know what? The invalidation hasn't been hit. The structure is bullish. And you might say this is bullish because of the funk minutes or whatever, guys. It doesn't matter. The technical analysis was pointing to the upside. So what we did have here, looking at the, you know, speculative different Elliott wave scenarios, is that this triangle was potentially coming to its end here throughout the last 24 hours. The overall question that I had, you know, could the low be this one? Could it be here on the triangle here on an E wave? Or are we forming a multiple 1-2 setup here? And we are going to blast off in a third wave, which is kind of, you know, what's happened. The hard invalidation here, technically, when you take a look at the structure, since you form the triangle from lower highs and higher lows, it's technically the last higher low since you form that low in the C wave. So you got A, B, C, D. This could be the E. This could be the E. This could be the E. And this pullback, I was a little bit concerned. But the long position was grinding, guys. We were still grinding in the Legends community, in the Telegram. Still grinding, not closing the short, guys. The hard invalidation has not been hit. So we're making profits here, and I did not enter a short scalp. I'm going to explain what I do think that's going to be developed, okay? This is not a major bullish move in my opinion. I do not think that we are going to break out in a third wave here throughout the next coming days and continue the uptrend momentum, because there are some problems. There are some problems on the technical analysis, and we go in detail. When we talk about technical analysis, I like to go in detail with timing, Elliott wave scenarios, the timing of the waves, the impulsive moves, the volume. I take many things into consideration, and I just don't see the price breaking out successfully. That will be explained in today's video update, guys. Okay, so make sure to stay tuned. You might learn something today, because when I do take a look at other channels, it's very hard to learn something. Very, very hard. Okay, so you might learn something today, legends. Let's go right away through the comment section. All right. And as mentioned, there's not going to be many channels out there that share the exact trading setups. Here in the Telegram, I'm long. If I'm not short, I'm not short. I'm giving you where I'm trading, guys. If you want to copy me, I'm not a financial advisor. I'm giving it in detail. You have the free signals channel, okay? You have it there. You have the track record. Boom, these are the new profits to have the track record to continue to the upside. What can I say? What can we say, guys? Let's go through the comment section, right? You want to follow legit, proven track record with proven setups that I share in the Telegram and in the Discord. And still, we don't have as many followers. But I guess, being dumb, this is the 21st century, right? We live in a very, very, very interesting moment in life, right? Where, hype and what can we say, legends? Good morning, Ryan, okay? Hope you are trading safe, guys, okay? I was not in a short position, as mentioned. I didn't get into a short. I didn't short this swing failure pattern from all-time highs on some exchanges. I mean, if you are short from this level, I do think that this level will be reclaimed, right? It's a bit of an easy short position. So I would take it as a scalp because I do believe that a higher low here is very, very likely and take up the highs again, guys, okay? I will explain with the technicals why this is highly likely. It's not too complicated for me. It might be for you, but for me, it's not that complicated. Just looking at the different probabilities, I overall think that a dump down here from this pivot is unlikely, okay? And that the highs will be revisited very, very likely. So anybody that's in shorts, make sure to be, have good risk management, protect position, take profits, right? If you got into a little scalp, I've been mainly swing long. I've been swing long in these levels, okay, throughout the last few days, even a couple of weeks. Anybody that is trading, okay, make sure to manage risk. Let's go right away, say hello to the beautiful community and destroy that like button, guys. Let's smash up the like button to make people realize where they need to be. Right? Let's go and say hello to the beautiful community. Emergency update for the fans. You nailed that today, Andy. One of the best traders, teachers on YouTube. There we go, Simon Jones. Much love to you, brother. Very skeptical, very good with risk management. I don't want to get my audience wrecked. I want to just tell them, the levels and the scenarios. But the overall idea today in the Legends trading community was actually, the overall idea was the triangle, right? The overall idea was to break out here, form a higher low and break out to claim all-time highs, regardless. One wave, we might form the first wave. And this is what I want to discuss here. Okay, this is extremely powerful, guys. Regardless the levels of confluence, when we analyze the different projections, this was the main idea throughout the last 24 hours, okay, which was looking very interesting with a confirmation long position, okay, as somebody said here in the community, which is Simon Jones here in the comment section. Emergency update for the fans. Much love to you, Simon. I'm not in a short position, guys. I'm interested in a short. The short that was taken, in this range was closed many days ago. I said, guys, I'm out. The structure, the momentum, all of the scenarios, regardless if we claim this low, points out for all-time highs, points out for a pump of a few $1,000s. So I need to give that emergency update to my community. I need to say, guys, I'm out of the shorts, right? If we did not reject here successfully, short at break even, it was a good emergency, exit position, and just maintaining in longs and just a new long position throughout today, which was based on the end of the triangle here, right? I know a lot of people and your favorite influencer were talking about long positions in a zigzag here, right? Claim the lows and get into a long position. The market is much smarter, guys. The market is much smarter. You will be waiting for a long position here, or you will be getting into short positions here to expect that these lows are going to be taken, which was a scenario, guys. I'm not going to say it wasn't a scenario, but it was definitely possible. especially with the new information that we got today, right? As we do claim that high, could this be an ABC flat, right? And claim the lows? I cannot deny that. However, I understood the hard invalidation here and saying, guys, let's remain a little bit patient. If this low is taken, I will immediately say that I'm closing my long positions, right, in the Discord or the community. You know, I just said, you know, let's wait, right? I don't mind. This would be a tiny loss. And overall, looking at that projection, all of those people shorting here, let me tell you that there's a high probability in claiming all-time highs again, okay? And that's purely based on the waves, which will be explained in the next coming minutes, okay? So make sure to stay tuned on that. Let me know, how are you feeling on Bitcoin? Are you bullish? Are you bearish? Down below in the comment section. 105K. I do think that 105K will be hit in the next couple of weeks, okay? I do think that we will not succeed with this momentum, right? The market will top out here. The Bitcoin price will top out here at all-time highs. And there is one simple reason. One simple reason for me, maybe not for you, but I'm here to explain that, guys. Okay? The most bullish case scenario is considering that we have moved up impulsively. The end of the wave finished here, of this corrective wave has finished here, and now we are moving impulsively. I have an issue with this impulse, with this 112, and that we're breaking out here in a third wave, and we go to 120, 130K, right, in the next, you know, couple of weeks. I have a problem, and it's a very technical problem, and you won't understand it till we actually get the dump. But I understand it very much. And it all has to do with the probabilities of this movement to the upside being a corrective wave 2. Let's come out with the first issue of a 112 setup, okay? Let's come up with the first issue, guys. And this is extremely powerful. It's extremely powerful, understanding the waves and the different scenarios, the impulse, the corrections. It is extremely powerful. We've been bullish since we created this low. And I was long in this low over here, understanding that we're unlikely, we can't say that we're not, unlikely going to break down successfully here, guys. And this has been, you know, publicly said on YouTube, right? There's nothing to hide here, right? You can say, this is why I don't have many haters, guys. I'm not sure if you realized I don't have much haters because they don't have nothing to hate on. Right, so anyway, let's go through the comment section, right, and say hello to the different when altcoin season will come, okay? It will come. Just, you know, I'm a bear, says Mohammed. Well, you know, this is the thing, right? There's been a lot of people being bearish, and here we are at all-time high. So unless you're a scalper, you know, I did get into a couple of shorts in this range, but I'm fully out. You know, I wasn't interested in swing shorts or any of that. I was more interested in swing longs. This is why I'm mainly in swing long positions, and I had no short positions, as explained in today's video update as well on the live stream when we were trading at this area. You know, I'm not interested in shorts, guys. All-time high is maybe going to happen today, right? As mentioned on the previous stream. Coming days or coming, or you know, it doesn't matter, right? The overall projection and the trend is really bullish. So, and that is understanding the market structure. Anyway, let's understand here this scenario, right? Which I think is low probability, guys, right? This means that we finished a corrective structure from this massive uptrend that we've had in the last few months, April and May. And we are going to explode out 120, 130K, right? Bull market is on, and we are in the banana zone. There is low probability for this, guys. There is low probability that the banana zone is going to happen here throughout July. Okay? And I want to explain why, right? Explain why. Because a lot of people would say, yeah, the moving averages have crossed right now. We're maintaining the 200 daily moving average, and the MACD has got across, and we're going to go to $160,000. That is BS, guys. You know, the projections, Fibonacci, the waves, how everything works is what we need to understand, and how the structure has developed. That's what we need to understand. Screw the Fibonacci, screw the MACD cross and the RSI overbought and all of that BS, guys, because it just doesn't work like that. Okay, thousands of indicators out there. I don't use a single one of them to have a successful trading track record with, you know, just being transparent, guys. You know, what can I say? You know, being totally transparent with the trading setups and everything. If you are interested in seeing that, guys, and this is slow trading, slow growth of your account. We do not get into epic trades where we make, you know, you become a millionaire overnight. This is extending good growth throughout the next coming months and years and make significant capital, okay? If you are interested in that, guys, join the Telegram. You know, I cannot, you know, it's total transparency, guys. Telegram, Discord, you get all of the information. Join the Telegram if you want some more information on that. So let's talk about this being, you know, is there high probability in absolutely exploding here? There is not a high probability of the price breaking out here successfully in the next coming days and weeks to hit 120, 130, you know, and beyond. There is low probability, guys. There was high probability in hitting all-time high in this range. We've hit all-time high, and we're likely going to go to slightly higher levels in the next coming days. But there is low probability in expanding the momentum, okay? And expanding, I mean by, you know, really rocketing to $120,000, $130,000. There's low probability on this, guys, and I want to explain why. It all has to do with this. It all has to do with this, not the MACD cross, right, that you learned in that crappy course that you made a few months ago. It's, you know, it's all about this price action. First of all, a triangle is not possible in a wave 2. A wave 2 from a good bullish market structure, a triangle in a wave 2 is not possible, guys. Not possible. No es posible. In a wave 4 it's possible, but in a wave 2 it is not possible. And that's where the market makers trick you, right? Bullish, we're breaking all-time high, we're going to go higher. You know, everybody's shorting here at all-time high. Make sure to take those profits, guys, because it is likely that we're actually going to get up here. But I'm interested in shorts, but I'm not in a short position yet, guys. I will be shorting the market, and I'll explain what I want to see to get into that short. And I'm more in a swing trade position. I'm getting more into swing trades, guys, especially right now. I'm in Spain. You know, I'm living the life a little bit. I want you to understand how the market moves and how you can profit and trade from the market, guys. Seriously. For that, you have the Discord and the Telegram where I'm saying my positions, the good risk management. It's all about good risk management, guys. I'm not the best TA guy out there, but I can tell you that I'm very good at risk management and having consistent profits. That I'm very good at. TA, sometimes I'm like, well, I'm a little bit doubtful. Just like today, the correction down was, I was getting in doubt from this correction, but I did not close the long because the hard invalidation was the higher low at 108K. So I let the people know. Guys, I'm not closing. It's still good. I'm still looking for all-time high. So the first thing about getting massive momentum to the upside here, right, and getting to 120K, you know, it's unlikely. Unfortunately, it's unlikely for all of the bulls out there and all of the fundamentals and Michael Saylor buying Bitcoin and all of this profit and different companies buying and all of this, right? It's just, show me the charts and I'll tell you what is likely to happen. Reason number one, if this had to be a triangle, because you do have all of your pivots in a triangle. You do have all of your pivots, you like it or not. Okay? Since you created this impulsive move from the lows, okay, of the 2nd of July, this impulse, this is a correction. And it could be a triangle. If it's not a triangle, most commonly you would want to see an ABC zigzag. Most commonly, right? Take out the low most commonly. This did not happen. So there's a problem here. There is a problem with this structure, which is giving me the information for future movements. It's like that, guys. You know, it's almost having a crystal ball. Almost having a crystal ball. Swear down, guys. As this movement, when we corrected, did not take out the low, it's not a zigzag. It's not a common ABC structure. So there is a problem right now. It's not a zigzag. It's not a three-wave, ABC. And for the C wave to not claim the A wave is extremely rare. Extreme. But we're talking about extreme. Like 1 in 100. So, to consider this a 112, to consider this a 112, and we're blasting off in a third wave now on the formation, the probabilities are very, very low. Very low, guys. Very low. If it happens or not, well, that's another thing, but the probabilities are low, and this is a probability game. We make money based on probabilities. We're not gambling. We're not saying I'm longing, I'm shorting, it's going to go up, it's going to go down. We look at the technicals, we look at the patterns, we look at the development of the waves. So there is a problem right now because your corrective move did not take out the lows of your A wave if we're speculating on an ABC. And I know your favorite influencer out there. I like to take a look at videos, guys. I take a look at videos. I know a good master trader has been shorting the market the last few days. I know all of them, guys. I'm in the game for over 8 years now. And I know all of the different favorite influencers that you follow. Because I follow them as well. And, not for any, just to see what they're saying, what they're talking about, right? Just to be curious of what they're saying. Because I do my own analysis. I do not depend on anybody. And as I don't depend on anybody, this is, why we're talking about the projections. This is why we talk about the trading setups here in the Discord. This is why we talk about I'm still long. I'm still long here from, 99K. And, there's nobody you can follow it and say that I really depend on this guy. If you want the education, you need to educate yourself, guys. Stop following, let's see what he says. Let's see what this guy says. Learn the proper technical analysis. Learn Elliott wave theory that is going to give you the, the projections of the highest probability moves. I cannot stress this enough, guys. It's always entertaining to look at different people, right? I mean, that's how we get to know people. This is why I'm on YouTube as well. But anyway, regardless, let's talk about the probabilities here, guys. Okay, I'm here to talk about probabilities. I'm here to say that I'm not in a short, throughout this range. Yeah, you can scalp short here. Congratulations, right? I got stopped out at break even, or I took small profits. That's all good. I used to like scalping a lot, but not anymore. I'm staying away from the scalping business because I've made my money, guys. So let's go right away through the comment section, and then we'll continue on the different projections. Okay, I've got a few things here that I want to talk about. And I want to talk about how it's unlikely that we successfully move up from here, guys, and a dump down in the next coming weeks is very, very likely, okay? It's very, very likely to happen. And that's what you want to know, right? You want, studied technical probability movements from somebody that knows what he's talking about. And, I'm not going to say that I'm the one, but I want to have it, Any legit follower wants to see that, you know, this guy has an idea, right? This guy knows something. You know, he has studied, and you can see it based on his projections and his predictions. So I just want to help out, guys. Okay, let's say hello. Put on, you are the legend, Andy. Much love to you, my man. Yep, thanks, Andy, for the emergency update. Yeah, okay, I missed the short from all-time high. Well, take it as a scalp, because we're likely going to hit those highs. Okay, don't be sorry. You know, we're not too far off to come back up to the highs. And I can already tell you that there is high probability. If you are sorry for not taking this scalp short from all-time high, I can tell you, make sure to lock in your profits, because there's high chance that we are going to hit those highs again. So you haven't missed much of a move, let's be honest, okay? The highs here are likely going to be taken, okay? They're likely going to be taken, okay? So don't be sorry about that. It's all good. When alt season will come at some point, my man. Didn't you say that Elliott is useless? I did not say that. Never. I've been using it for many years now. No. It wasn't me. It must have been another guy. Okay. Elliott Wave is the bomb diggity, guys, of trading. Okay. You can see when I use Elliott Wave theory that I'm slowly transitioning and not getting the levels and, you know, daily point of control levels. It does help, okay? Naked point of controls, daily levels, weekly levels, you know, previous week highs, previous week lows, they are all good. It all is information where, you know, look at this. Previous week close and previous week highs, previous week open, sorry. Previous week open and previous week close. As we formed this low, we got resistance and supported from previous week close and previous week open. I mean, if you're a scalper, you know, it's all good to get into these small little scalps, okay? I'm really realizing that it's a headache. Getting into scalps and you know, based on these levels and scenarios is a bit of a headache. And Elliott Wave, what will Elliott Wave give you is get into a long position or a short position and realize the projections that you have, right? We've been screaming for all-time high for the last few weeks here. And, you know, I did say, you know, I'm maintaining most of this long, which most of the profits have been taken. Just saying that I'm holding most of the long to all-time high. Most of the long here has been taken profit. So it gives you projections, right? Elliott Wave gives you good projections. Levels on the chart for scalpers, you know, VWAP and everything. That is all good. It all depends on your trading style. But Elliott Wave is going to give you more of a chilled way of, you know, the projections are looking for the upside, right? So if you're in a long position either here, or even here, which was the one of today, which was a little bit of a day trade that was given in the Discord or the Telegram channel, you know, if this has to be, you know, stop loss, if this has to be a triangle and we're looking for a projected move up to the upside, you know, what we're looking at here is another few waves up, right? I only got this ABC up here to the upside. If you form a triangle after an ABC, what you're looking at is a possible another ABC up, okay? This is the projection that is giving me, Elliott Wave theory is giving me the probabilities of projecting here to the upside is what I got, right? That's the information that the chart is giving me throughout the last few days. You know, I'm looking for a projection to the upside here. So Elliott Wave is not BS. I never said that ever, you know. Yeah, I never said that on the channel, that is for sure. It is very, very helpful to understand the different projections. Okay, so let's talk about the probabilities here, guys, which, you know, I do think that the price will get exhausted eventually here in this zone at some point, but we need more information, right? This is the projection that I have. It's even hitting 113, 114K, right? It's looking for all-time high correction and then move up. So I need a little bit of more symmetry, right? I need a bit more symmetry, which is the movement up here in a zigzag they triangle, and I need a little bit of more information here, guys. I need a little bit of more information. Once we get that information, this is just a bunch of noise and volatility. I want that correction. I want the next leg to the upside. And something that is very, very possible here is looking for, you know, in a nutshell, what I am looking for here is the price to top out here somewhere. Give or take 113, 115. I'm looking for the price to top out. And the main reason why is because I am looking at this movement as a correction, not an impulsive move. I will go in detail later on, guys, on why that is. But most commonly, you get your Fibonacci extension. What I'm looking at here is a possible A wave, B wave, and then, you know, we do get a corrective move down potentially to get to 100K, even below 100K. Very, very possible here. Okay. However, you know, this is very, very common. You're going to get a lot of people wanting to short the double top. Very, very common. It's not going to be that easy, guys. It's going to be a bit choppy, and you might get a nice big, you know, movement out. You're going to squeeze all of those new shorts entering the market. As this is a double top, guys. It's a double top swing failure pattern. Take it as a scalp, guys. This was a scalp. We are likely going to take out those highs again. And that has to do with the projections of the waves. So it's a matter of being a little bit patient here right now. When we do take a look at the price action here that we've had with this movement, I mean, I'm a little bit lost here, guys. I mean, I'm a bit lost because there's a lot of information that I want to talk about. We're going to try and go step by step. But literally what I'm looking at here with a little bit of symmetry, okay, is a kind of a zigzag here, right? A kind of a zigzag move up. So it's going to take time. Look at the timing from the lows here. This was the 23rd, 22nd of June. And the zigzag finished on the 3rd of July. So this is almost, you know, over 10 days. This could develop in, you know, 5-10 days. It could develop in a few days here. So I'm, you know, remaining a little bit patient. Could the price dump from here? Absolutely. You know, you can never say no. But let me explain. With Fibonacci, okay, when we take a look at this scenario, this B wave, what we could be looking at here is a B wave formation, because we moved down in a 3-wave structure and we're moving up in a very 3-wave structure momentum, where you have your zigzag here, you have a triangle structure, and now we're moving up where you could form that double zigzag. The main reason why we're giving this the highest probability scenario that the price will likely top out here is, you know, what I mentioned at the beginning of the stream. A wave 2 cannot be a triangle. And this is eventually not a wave 3 because it's the shortest wave and you overlap. You know, we're not considering this a wave 3. Come on. Right? It's either a double 1, 2, and you get the 3, right? 4, 5, right? And we actually explode here. So it has to be a double 1, 2. The problem here is a triangle. We got a bit of a triangle situation, and triangles are not available for wave 2s, only for wave 4s when we consider an impulse. And if this has to be the wave 2, it is extremely rare that if you do not count a triangle, that a wave C does not take the low of the A wave in a zigzag. A truncated C wave not taking out the low of the A wave is very, very rare. You know, extremely rare. It's just, you don't even take it into consideration. So when we do take a look at this scenario, we're moving up correctively. We're not moving up impulsively, right? This information right now that I do have from this range is not giving me the probabilities of the price breaking out in a third wave and then 4, 5, 4, 5, right? If you've got 2, 1, 2s, then it's a 3 and 2, 4, 5s. So there is, you know, definitely an issue here with this consolidation. So with that in mind, we are looking at some kind of a corrective structure to the upside, which is literally a zigzag, which is this scenario right over here. Now, this is going to be the complex moment to get into the short successfully, because it's not impossible for the price to actually break out in a third wave here and we absolutely bull run here and we go to 120 plus. It's not impossible, guys. So I need a bit of more information and confidence to get into my trading positions. Just as I waited the last few days, as the range continues to get into confidently, right, with good risk management, a little bit low position to get this breakout to the upside. So in a nutshell, you will be receiving the information, especially the people that are in the Telegram. They will know my next trading position, which will very likely be a short, okay? It will very likely be a short. We've been mainly long throughout the last few days. Shorts were closed at break even, understanding the momentum and the structure. So if you want more information on that, guys, you need to join the Telegram. Telegram down below to know exactly where I'm entering in my trading position. And I share everything, guys. The track record is shared on my position. So you want to join the Telegram, guys, down below if you want to know my next position. It's very slow. The last few days I was remaining patient till I actually triggered the long position today with this information. Okay, so let's go right away through. I'm going to remain a little bit patient here, guys. You know what the highest probability right now is to claim the highs again. We're moving up impulsively. We have this wave up correction, this wave up correction, this new wave up. You might think to yourself, is a contracting diagonal possible or something like that, right? Is there a possibility? Let's get this out of the way. You know, because you might think, okay, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Is this possible? Is it possible that we're forming a contracting diagonal here to the upside? As long as this wave right over here is not longer than this wave, it is definitely possible, okay? It is possible. So I mean, you know, when we do take a look at the length of the third wave, and in a contracting diagonal, your third wave does not have to be the longest wave. You know, the first wave here is very long. Third wave right over here, fifth wave. I'm not giving it the highest probability, guys, and it all has to do with this correction, okay? This correction is just not, it looks, like I mentioned, it looks like a triangle, a zigzag up, triangle, zigzag up to the upside, okay? So for the contracting diagonal, if it were to be the case, right, we've got the pivot low here to the pivot high of the wave 3. You cannot pass the 112.8k, 112.9k cannot be hit. If this were to be a contracting diagonal, eventually it would be bullish. You got the 3-wave end here of this correction. You got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You cannot hit 112.9k. Would you want to speculate on this being a wave 1? Right? Short, stop loss above 112.9k and speculating on that correction, you know, to get at least beneath the 4th wave and very likely beneath the 105k, okay? Just as a possible 1 and 2. I mean, you know, I do not want to try and short the top here, guys, okay? And this is why the new information that happens in the next coming days will make me trigger that short. If we reject in the next coming days, if this had to be an ascending contracting diagonal, which would be labeled as your first wave 1, because this is your correction, this is the impulse, you would be looking for a 3-wave structure in a wave 2 here. I do not want to be the smart guy that's exactly shorted the top in this case, because I have other scenarios. The other scenarios eventually is that double zigzag to the upside to complete that B wave, right? To complete the B wave. Okay, so, you know, I realized the bullish case scenario here. I realized that we could go to higher levels. So I don't want to short the high here. I don't want to be the guy that wants to, you know, look at me, I shorted the top. I don't want to be that guy here just because I realized that we could zigzag up. So the best option here would be getting an impulsive move to the downside on the lower time frames, right? And in simple terms, it would be looking at the 15-minute chart, right, throughout the next 1 to 2 days to get a solid 5-wave structure to the downside. Movement down, correction, next leg down, right, and get a solid impulsive move down. That's the moment that I would say, okay guys, the ascending contracting diagonal in a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is very much a scenario right now. Once we got a clear impulsive move down, because this movement would not look corrective. It will look very leading, right? If we do have that proper Elliott wave theory structure to the downside. And as we know that this would be the first wave that has to be developed on the next possible continuation down, what we want to see is that corrective move after this movement. Okay? That's when you know that this pattern could be the one. Once you have confirmation, right? And it's all about being patient. It's all about waiting to see what the price is giving you. So, I mean, yeah, what can I say, right? Sometimes, you know, a lot of traders are looking for the exact low or the exact high. And sometimes, you know, you will get that second opportunity. And this is a risky zone, right? It is a risky area to get into those shorts because we have some bullish case scenarios, right? As explained, right? We do have this scenario right over here. You got the multiple 1, 2, and you got the double zigzag where you're moving up in a zigzag, triangle, and another zigzag up. Unless you're very good with risk management and you're getting into the highs and you're protecting your capital, that is fine, right? You can sniper the highs or the lows if you're managing risk. I've done it many times. It doesn't matter. But getting into a confident trade, realizing the sign of weakness, let the chart tell you that this is bearish with a 5-wave impulsive move with increasing volume throughout the third wave. Then this bounce where it's choppy, right? That is the moment that you come in. That is the moment because the market moves in 3 waves or in 5 waves. And this would be your first wave down. This is your second wave. So you are taking advantage of the next wave down. You are positioned in this wave once it's happened, right? So get that confirmation sign of weakness, which would be that 5-wave impulse. Instead of speculating on saying that this is a contracting diagonal, I am betting the farm here, it has to be this, it has to be a 5-wave contracting, ascending contracting diagonal. Wait for the confirmation leg down because you are interested in this leg. You're not interested in getting the exact highs. You're interested after the sign of weakness, which would be that 5 impulsive move down. Then you're in this wave. Doesn't matter. You're in this wave. So, and eventually that wave should top out most commonly at the 50% to the 7/8 Fibonacci. Is where you usually top out on their second wave, right? Or a B wave in this zone. So that's what we were going to monitor here for the short. If it were to be an ascending contracting diagonal, right? To sweep up these lows and these lows. But it could get choppy. We do have a bullish case. We do have higher levels. That is very, very much a possibility. So yeah, well, let's just wait for the chart to tell us what the information is. And instead of trying to detect the highs of the pump, let's wait for that confirmation. Another scenario here would be, okay, looking at this as, the overall general idea of this scenario here, which is the zigzag down and a zigzag up. And right now you're still forming the Y wave in the double zigzag, right? Which you would be looking for this. we do have levels to take into consideration to look at the short. The B wave of a flat, A wave, B wave, most commonly the expanding flat, the target zones where to top out is usually the 1236 to the 1382 Fibonacci, taken from the A wave, right? So when we reverse this is the common area, which would be in between 115 and 117K. This would be the overall, common area for that B wave, which would be that zigzag, triangle, and strong zigzag up. This is a scenario that could happen. So I don't want to short here, realizing that this is a scenario that could happen, right? So as the information evolves, there'll be better opportunities, right? Instead of trying to catch the top here. If you catch the swing failure pattern from all-time high, then congratulations, it might be the one that gets the rejection, because there is the possibility of the ascending contracting diagonal. Let's just give it a possibility. Maybe this is the corrective structure, and maybe this is a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and you get that pullback here to then bottom out, sweep up the lows, and then here we go. I will get into this wave. I don't care about catching the top. I want to get into a very good a good trade setup. I want to maintain a good track record here for the viewer, right? So it doesn't really matter. Track record is what matters for the people to see. Are you a profitable trader? Well, yeah, the data is there, guys. So, I don't care really about catching highs or lows. Anyway, let's go through the comment section and say hello. Andy, wow, live this time. Yes, Simon Jones, my man. Much love to you, brother. Do you think we will pull back? Yeah, but I do think that the highs are likely going to be claimed, okay? If you are speculating on the top here, you're speculating on a swing failure pattern, which is always good for a scalp. Swing failure patterns, claiming liquidity from a high and a low, it's always good. A lot of the times you do get a rejection from a high or a low. They're always good to get into a scalp, but I wouldn't bet the farm for the price to do this. There's going to be lots of shorts interested here that are likely going to get washed out. They're going to get washed out, guys, okay? So take shorts here as scalp if you're looking for swing failure pattern from the all-time high. And as mentioned, I would rather wait for a strong movement down and a bounce with a 5-wave structure, and I'll be entering in this area. Or we finish that 3-wave structure to the upside. We'll take a look at the extension levels for the A, B, C flat, and we'll analyze the structure locally in the next couple of days. And then we'll just add another trade on the, inside of the trading track record, right? Which is what you want to see. It's all about gaining trades for many weeks and months. And right now, we just pumped and took out the high. This is a very fresh wave, We need more development here. Once we get that development, then the Discord and the Telegram, if I'm not, on a live stream on YouTube, will know about my next trading position. Total transparency here, guys. Okay, there's nothing to hide. The data is there. The trading setups are there. It's a bit more boring of way of trading. We wait for the highest probability, and we add that trade to our track record. So, I'm very interested right now, just pumping here locally. I mean, I'm not going to go through lower time frames here, guys, but it's a very fresh wave. Very fresh wave to all-time high since we've finished this triangle, right? The trading setup today was the triangle. Okay, long position here, considering even adding to the long if we would have got a reaction here at the lows. But this was the long position. This was the movement up to all-time high, which I was very specific on the trading setup in the Telegram today. Right, where I am looking for all-time highs. I am looking for TP1 here at 110.5 and all-time highs, which was the setup of today. Wyckoff accumulation. I can see some Wyckoff, people here in the comment section. Let's see what's going on here with Wyckoff. Andy, from a Wyckoff perspective, I have a thoughts that we are in a big Model 1, like the 2021 64K top. And at one stage, we will hit range discount at 92K. Just interested if you have account for that. Regarding Wyckoff distribution, a Wyckoff distribution, I would say, if you say that it's similar to it's similar to 2021, that's what I understood here on your comment. The thing is, according to the impulse and the volume and the momentum, we're not seeing much selling pressure here, and the momentum suggests that we're likely going to go to higher levels in the next coming months. You have a very, very strong impulsive move here, and you have a corrective structure for the moment. I mean, this is why all-time high was likely, since we formed this three-wave structure. And, the scenario right now is that we could be forming a ABC flat, which is, taking out 98K, maybe get down to this area in the next coming weeks. But it would still be bullish. It would still be bullish because this impulsive move down will be part of this correction from the impulse, right? So it will be very hard to detect if it is going to be bearish or not, but I would still be bullish. Still be bullish on this momentum here, looking at the waves. So, yeah. Anyway, Aditya, my man, Pac-Man, when altcoin season, says Pac-Man. Yeah, altcoin season soon, my brother. Altcoin season soon. Let's take a look at the altcoin season index. Oh, we're still in Bitcoin season, man. This has been going for many, many months. It will reverse, okay? It will reverse at some point in the next coming weeks or months, guys. It's inevitable. It's all about the cycles, right? We will get an altcoin season in the coming months. It might not be as strong as you think, though. It might not be a 100x altcoin season. It might be a 4x altcoin season, right? So it all depending on what altcoins you have, but it will come, guys. I will be taking profits, that's for sure, on the next altcoin pumps. So yeah, the upthrust after this distribution would follow. So essentially, we are putting in tap 2 at the highs, and the big blow off top comes after the discount. Yeah, very, very possible. I mean, the thing, well, there hasn't been much selling pressure here, guys. That's the thing, right? When we take into consideration Wyckoff distribution, you want to see big volume on the sells, which, we didn't see much big volume on the sells here at all-time high. The main volume has been green throughout most of the exchanges. When you take a look at how a distribution works, when we consider the volume, you can see the massive selling pressure that we had at the all-time highs in 2021. When you see this rally, and on the drops, you see bigger volume on the selling candles, that is the moment you need to be concerned, right? Yes, epic bull run and big volume on the sells at all-time highs. Yeah, this ain't looking good, guys. Well, eventually it was not good, right? We got an epic drop here in May of 2021. So that, that is also something that you need to take into consideration. At all-time highs, when you're chopping, right, like we've had in the last few weeks, right, even a couple of months, you want to see big volume on the drops. You want to see big selling pressure on a Wyckoff distribution. Big selling pressure on the volume. You can take a look at Coinbase, Bybit, you will see that massive selling pressure on these movements down, which eventually leads to a bigger move down later on. And you know, when we take a look at the price action, you know, throughout many exchanges, it doesn't matter, Coinbase, which is the largest in the US, Binance in China, there's not much selling pressure. I mean, volume is low to the upside, but there's no big selling candles here. There's no big selling candles to the downside. So obviously that tells you the volume is on the chart, guys. Volume is on the chart. You cannot cheat on volume. Whoever sells or whoever gets into big shorts, you will see it reflect on the chart. Coinbase, Binance, Bybit, right? Largest exchanges. You will see it reflected. You cannot hide a big selling pressure of a whale. You cannot hide it, guys. It's on the chart. So, I mean, this is what we had in 2021. You know, they were selling in front of our faces. And this is where I took more than 25% of profits of my Bitcoin and most of the altcoins except for Chainlink, based on this Wyckoff distribution, based on the selling volume that we were having from all-time high. I could see it in front of my eyes. I was like, holy damn, you know, the people are selling here. The big players are selling. It's not the same right now. Big players are not selling. They are not selling here. So any corrective move that could, I mean, any movement to the downside, holy moly, what have I done here? Any movement to the downside that happens from this zone would still be labeled as a correction and would be expecting more momentum to the upside. Because big market makers, whales, right, you name it, are not selling here yet. We haven't had an initial sign of selling pressure. So, you know, that's just information. I mean, I'm not much of a Wyckoff guy, but I have got the Wyckoff book and I understand it. And that's something that you want to take into consideration as well, that the whales are not selling here just as of yet, right? They might sell in the next coming weeks. We might see big volume sell-offs, and that's when we could be concerned about the bear market starting. But for the moment, that's not happening. This looks like a fake out. Well, I longed the fake out, my man. I think, you know, as mentioned, whatever it looks, the momentum is up, guys. Okay, no matter how bearish this is the problem from a lot of traders. A lot of people get trapped with, I'm only bearish or I'm only bullish. Adapt to the market conditions, guys. I did not get into a single trade in this range in the last few days till today, which confirmed a possible triangle to break out to all-time high. You know, and you know, this is information that I share on the Discord or the Telegram. You know, possibly looking for all-time high. This could be it. So you need to adapt to, and like I said, this is a very fresh wave. There is a scenario that we could come up. There is the scenario of the contracting diagonal. Once I see a sign of weakness, maybe between today and tomorrow, I will get into the short, guys. Don't worry about that. But I will get into a safer short instead of trying to short the SFP here, just considering that there is a bullish case. There is a bullish case. And when there is a bullish case that, you know, for the moment has the highest probability, till proven otherwise, then, you know, I will be very, very cautious. So yeah, I mean, let's go right away. Hang on a minute here. What's going on? Where are all the scenarios? Let's go through the comment section. Anyway, guys, happy all-time high to everybody. What a great alpha. Smash the like button, guys. 𝗖𝗿𝘆𝗽𝗍, my man. Much love to you. We got the moderator here giving love and power. Pac-Man, no Lambo, bro. I know, my man. Altcoin season not here yet. My long game is bad, says 𝗖𝗿𝘆𝗽𝗍. I'm very good at shorting. I'd say most of my winning trades were shorts. Shorting Bitcoin is great because the movements are aggressive, right? The movements are usually quite aggressive when we dump. And if you're in a short, it's always very, very good. But when Bitcoin goes, it goes to the upside. I am very interested in shorts at the moment. Longs have paid off. Longs profits have been taken on the long positions. All-time high is a must. It's a must take profit from all of the longs throughout the last couple of weeks. And I am interested in shorts. And I will get into a short, but I will let the community know when I'm in a short, when I'm getting into the high probability short. Right now, it's a fresh new move to the upside. Remain patient. I got the track record here to share all day long, guys, on the next coming weeks and months. No profitable trader is fearful on sharing his track record. So let's go right away through the comp section. We have a green dot on the daily. Green dot on the daily, on the weekly. What's that? Are you using... don't tell me you're using some of that market cipher or something. Green dot, red dot. My God. Good luck with that. Thanks for the live stream. You're the man. You're very welcome, 𝗖𝗿𝗆𝗿𝗽. Andy, we the regular viewers believe in you, mate. Much love, Lars. Yeah, I will let the people know on YouTube eventually. For the community first, guys, if I'm not live on YouTube. But we need more information. The previous YouTube update that we did have in the last couple of days, guys, most of the scenarios, and that it's incredible because my video updates, which are very more technical and go more to the point, doesn't get too much love, guys. It doesn't get too much love, which I am surprised. I think people prefer the live streams, but the overall scenario from the last few days, guys, a video update was talking about this, very, very possible scenario that could happen, right? Which is coming up to all-time high to form this triangle. I just give the confirmation on the Telegram and Discord, but this was one of the high probability scenarios that could have been developed as we got this new information. Maybe this triangle is forming and we break out here, we maintain 108k and we get to all-time high. And this got 3.8k views. I'm like, wow, this is it's insane. I'm like, wow. I'm just gonna give up, guys, on YouTube. No, I don't need to be here. I like to be here because I like, the mentorship and people learning, people smashing up the like button. It's cool, guys. I love being here, guys. It's really awesome. But when I see what there is out there, and other people getting more viewers and more likes, I'm like, wow. And then I take a look at the content and I'm like, oh man, oh no way, no. Can't give any names. Anyway, Andy, where do you think you could possibly long from here to claim the highs again? Need more price action. Yeah, Simon Jones, let's take a look at that. Let's take a look at that scenario right away, because I do think that there could be a high chance that we could claim those highs. Well, eventually, most importantly, I have a little bit of an issue right now with this triangle, trying to detect if this is the low or if this is the low. But ultimately, what you would be looking at is a double 1-2 here, and this being your third wave. If that is the case, the highest amount of volume, test the highs. You want to maintain from this pivot low, which we formed today at 108.4.5, 108,450, sorry, is the 382 to the 50%. This is the zone that should maintain as support, and this is your invalidation. Okay, which would be the golden pocket, which literally coming to the highs of this potential wave 1, 2, 3. You already got a small reaction at the 382, as you can see here, a little bounce of a few $100s. So really, you should maintain this box, okay? And your invalidation here is the 109.8k. to claim the highs again, right? So this area should maintain as support. Your invalidation is clear, your risk management is clear. It's this pivot, it's the golden pocket to claim the highs again, looking at the local structure. And trust me, there is a lot of people interested in shorting Bitcoin at all-time highs. So a lot of people, guys, a lot of people. That liquidity has been swept, as we can see here. Lots of liquidity being swept here, hitting all-time high. And we have a, there's obviously more long liquidations at the moment. We've at all-time high, right? Most of the shorts have been liquidated. So that is a little bit concerned. The momentum is bullish. We could, hit the highs a few more times and then correct, right? There's obviously more long liquidations now than shorts because shorts have been liquidated. We're at all-time high, come on, right? So how many shorts would you expect it to be in? So you want to take it with a grain of salt. I do expect eventually a nice dump at some point in the coming days. Lots of longs to get liquidated in the next coming days, I would say. Andy, I love your shorter technical analysis videos. I always click the like button twice for you, says 𝗬cie𝘂𝗿. Much love to you, my man. Where are you, number one fans? We are your number one fan, says 𝗖𝗿𝗆𝗿𝗍. Much love to you, my man. Much love to everybody. $105,000 in 2 days, maybe in the coming days. It is a scenario. Okay, new dump. Yeah, very likely in the coming days. I do expect the momentum to the upside to fizzle out. Okay, and obviously I will get into a short position soon, and I will confirm that short position in the Telegram, guys. Okay, or the Discord. Much love, Aditya, to you. Join the community, join the legends. I see a triple top on the daily. What are your thoughts, mate? I don't think, triple top on the daily. Not for a bear market anyway. Of course, we're getting a reaction at all-time high, a triple top here, but it's still bullish, guys, regardless, right? What we could be looking here at the bearish case scenario is an ABC flat. I would expect a bit of choppiness above our all-time high. Okay, keep it difficult for the short traders, wick them out, and then get the dump. So I am interested in shorts. I want to see the first sign of weakness to the downside, and then I will trigger that short position. Okay, it could be now. It could be now. Maybe it is now. Maybe the drop starts from now, but need a bit of more information to be confident on the overall direction. Legends, you are the best. Much love to everybody. Remember, if you are interested in trading, okay, another way to support the channel, another way for you to get the best bonuses. You got the different bonuses from the exchanges. You got weeks. You do have bluffing, okay. You get $100. I think there's probably a few left, guys, to claim $100, but you get 25% fee reduction, up to $30,000 of deposit bonuses. The more you trade, the more volume you move, the more bonuses you're going to get, and 25% fee reduction, guys. You got weeks or bluffing, which are great exchanges. It is the second and fourth link actually down below in the description, where you got all of those perks, and you just need an email and a password to sign up, guys, and you'll be eligible, of course, with that 25% fee reduction. Much love to everybody. If you want more info, join the Discord, join the Telegram. It is the first link down below if you want that exclusive information from myself on where I'm getting into my trades to maintain this epic track record, guys. Much love to everybody. Good night. Trade safe, and I'll see you in the next one.